Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, and you are watching Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. And joining me, as always, on these reviews is my boy Trav, second co-host of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. How you doing, bro?
Hey, it's bright and early.
It is.
We added
not too
again.
early.
Not as early as last time.
Hey, if I would have known you were going to be up early, then I would have woke up early, so that way we could have knocked this out of the way.
If I would have known.
You told me when we did the review the other night, you was just like, yeah, I'm waking up at 7. Then I wake up at 7 and I see a text message from you saying, man, I've been up since 6.
I know, I was big mad, bro. I told you Michael put something in my food.
He what did he say? He said he was approaching. He said
he was approaching you with your delivery.
So on today's review, like we said, it's early Saturday morning, so you know what time it is. It's My Hero Academia Season 5, Episode 3, Clash A versus Class B. Before we get into today's review, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you hit the bell button so that way you're always notified when we have content here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. So, Trav, you ready to get into today's episode?
Ready since 6.
So, I really enjoyed this episode. I don't know what I was about to say. I really enjoyed it because, you know, we're finally getting Class A versus Class B. This is something that I've been waiting for a long time, ever since we seen Class B. It's like I always feel like we always got sprinkles of them throughout the entire seasons prior to this one. And we're finally going to see them fight. We're going to see them duke it out. We have Shinso, who was in season 2, and with his quirk, he was able to say something. Like if he asked you a question, then he could control you. Right. Whereas when we see in this episode now, he has a device called Persona, where it's like when he speaks, he can sound like the person that he wants to sound like, whomever he wants to sound like. And we saw this when they started the battle, and Tusaboraba, he was on Beast's back, and Shinso, he said something, and Beast, he did what he thought Tusaboraba said. Trav, let me ask you, like, what are your thoughts on seeing Shinso again? Like, were you a fan of him when you saw him in season 2?
Yeah, I thought him and Deku had a good fight. I think Deku got a lot of respect for him. But this device thing was cool, how like he would change it and the flaps would change a certain way. I think it's super far-fetched that he can sound like anybody he wants to sound like. I don't even know how you develop your quirk from asking, if I ask a question, I now can control you, to I can now sound like anybody I want to sound like. I don't know how that even correlates, to be honest with you. But it's still a cool, device.
Yeah, I agree, man. And, it's just interesting that we saw him, he was with Azawa, and we find out later on in the episode that he wants to be a hero now. Remember, back in season 2, like that was his goal, because he pretty much came from nothing, and it's like he really doesn't know Midoriya's backstory, like how Midoriya didn't have a quirk.
He thinks he's just born lucky.
Yeah, and Midoriya wasn't born lucky. Right, so it's just like, it was just interesting seeing like his choice of words that he had. And then he let everybody know when he showed up, and he was just like, all of you guys have an advantage over me. Like, I'm not here to make friends. I'm just here because I want to be a hero, and I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to do whatever it takes. So it's like, I respect him for saying that. And I also loved Midoriya's look that he had on his face when he was just like, okay, like, I respect this guy. And it's like, I want to see what he can do now, since it's been a while since we've seen him. You know what I'm saying? So it goes back to what you were saying as well. Like, what did he do? Right. Learn how to, mimic people's voices and whatnot, and be able to control people even further now. Because you think about it, Trav, if you heard your daughter say something and like she's upstairs, but you went downstairs because you thought she was downstairs, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's weird, but it's also a good ability, a good quirk to have, because if somebody's robbing a bank or holding somebody at gunpoint, he could easily be like, hey, come here real quick, something's going on in the vault, and he can get the civilians out of danger. So he has a really good quirk. And remember when he was in class, like his friends were saying, like, you know, you have the quirk that would be awesome for a villain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they was saying that you can manipulate people to do whatever it is you want them to do, but he's not about that life. And but that's the other thing too. It is a good quirk, but it's not top dog.
Yeah,
quirk. You know what I mean? That's where I feel like unless he's fighting in a group where he could contribute to something, he's not taking on no top dogs with that ability, dude.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting is if you notice, he had the wraps around him like Aizawa. So that's another thing. Like, how has he been training with Aizawa now?
Oh, definitely. That got me thinking too. I think Aizawa a little jealous of All Might and Deku's relationship.
Okay.
And I mean, he even caught them, you know, talking, and then he was All Might, you know, freaked out, and he was like, "Don't make it seem like you're having an affair or something, dude."
And he was just like, "Only you would think like that."
Yeah, but I think Aizawa's like, you know what? I'm gonna get my own special boy that came from nothing and build him up to something.
I could totally see that, man. I mean, it's interesting because you have to remember the relationship that Aizawa and Midoriya had when the series first started, and he knew that Midoriya was
co-signed.
He was co-signed, and not only that, like him getting into UA was a fluke in a way.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because he had a quirk that he couldn't control, and you kind of got to look at that with Shinso, where it's like Shinso, he does have a quirk that he can control, but maybe Aizawa saw something in him where it's just like, you know, it's like what you have is good, but it could be better. I could have been the fight with Deku. I can definitely see him rising from, because like what you were saying earlier, he needs to be with a group of people. I feel like he's a support character, but with him training under Aizawa and like us possibly seeing like what he can do during this, because you see that right now with class A 1A versus 1B, they had to pick who was going to be on teams and whatnot, and he's on team 1, which is class 1A, and then he's on team 5, which is class 1B. And if you saw with team 5, Midoriya is in the 5th round for this. So, you know, I can't wait to see Midoriya versus Shinso 2, because it's like now there are no ring outs, and this is, you know, you have to be captured, you have to be taken down. I can't wait to see, you know, what's going to happen when they fight. I can't wait to see what's going to happen with all of the fights that we see between the classes. And one thing that I love that All Might had said about class 1B is that while class 1A, they had been through so much because of they have a lot of field experience because of the villains that they face, whereas class 1B, they've had more training and teaching you know, events and whatnot. So it's like they've been able to hone their skills more, whereas with class 1A, they're kind of just thrust into things, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be very interesting to see like what's going to happen, because again, it's just like we don't know what these guys can do. And then another thing, we know what everybody in class 1A can do. Like we've seen what they can do. We've seen what they did in the sports festival. We've seen what they done in other aspects. So it's like we know their abilities.
Yeah, but remember, they made it a point of conversation that their costumes have changed.
Yeah.
And obviously they didn't change just for look wise. If they're making edits to their costume, it's to enhance some sort of ability and change some features. So, you know, these guys are revved up a little bit than what we're normally used to seeing too.
Yeah. Now some of the edits to some of their costumes, they just did it because they are getting close to the winter time. Whereas like somebody like Midoriya, for example, like he's got upgrades to his costume.
Yo, this dude said asked Iba how the hell you make it through the summer in that outfit.
Yeah, hey, that's how it be sometimes, man. But I mean, when you think about it, when Ida wears that costume, he's sweating a lot, man. So and like all those calories he's burning, and I mean, staying in shape. I mean, he runs a lot. So, and then also too, I mean, I know he said what he said, but like, how many times was Ida in his costume? You know what I'm saying?
Dude, Deku sleeps in his damn UA outfit for whatever reason. That jank is weird to me. It's like, bro, you not showering or
he was tired. Well, remember he was tired. Remember?
Look,
remember because it's like they did all that train, bro. You know how it is sometimes. It's like you would come home from work, you would still be in your work clothes. You so tired, you just plop in the bed.
No, I do not. And dude, I can't. You gonna come home from your wrestling match in your trunks and lay in the bed? No, exactly. No. So this man need to change.
You say, hey, that's just like going to the gym and be like, man, I'm worn out from the gym.
This dude trained all day. He trained all day in that outfit.
Hey, he gonna wash them sheets.
Nah, I'm saying we need to promote good hygiene for these kids, bro. Let them know.
But hey, bro, I also want to say too, you saw in the start of the episode where he had the dream and he was able to see the vestiges for One for All. And when he woke up from it, you saw who was at his door. It wasn't Uraraka, it was Aoyama. And he was asking Deku, "Are you all right?" Deku was lying to him, and he was just like, he said, "Hey, like be straight up with me. What's going on?"
But he think he got stomach problems, is what it is, because he got stomach problems.
Yeah, man, it's interesting, just seeing everything that Deku has been through with One for All, and then we kind of get a flashback of Nana and a younger All Might, and because All Might, he said that he has seen the vestiges before, but he hasn't seen them to the extent that Midoriya has seen them, especially like when they come to him, when they helped him in season 2 during the sports festival, and he was able to see all of them. It's just going to be interesting to see where we go from here.
That's what I'm more interested. Honestly, that's what I'm more interested in. Like the class A, B is like cool. Class 1A, class 1B. The fighting is cool and stuff. I'm more interested in the development of that particular storyline.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, man. It's like, I wonder, because remember when we saw the trailer, I believe it was the 3rd or 2nd trailer for My Hero Academia for this season. We see at the end of the trailer, like Deku, like something happened. So what, is he going to have a new quirk or what? He was revving up for something. So I can't wait to see like what's going to happen. And if he does have a new quirk or whatnot. Like, I wonder if he does have one, like, how is everybody going to react to seeing this? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like when they see Deku now, like his only quirk has been one. I mean, well, they don't even know what One for All is, but they just know that he's super strong and his quirk is similar to
he punches things.
Yeah, that's all that they know. So it's going to be interesting to see if he does get something new. I'm all for it. But yeah, it was a really good episode. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next week. I'm surprised that I made it this far in the review without saying it, but Coda was there and I hated seeing him, but he got his shine in. I like when Class B had showed up, when Beast and Tsubora had showed up, and they were just like, we know Coda was going to send out the bird. So we let the girl be a decoy. So that's what I mean by, it's like, they've studied these guys. Like the people in Class 1A, they could care less about the people in Class 1B.
For sure.
But it's just like Class 1B is like, they're ready. They all have something to prove. And I hope that it's not a wipeout. Like, I hope that, Class B, honestly, I want them to win this. I want them to win this whole thing. And the reason why I say that is because it's like, I feel like that they have more to prove than Class 1A. Like Class 1A, they've been through so much. They've seen and experienced so much, and I just feel like Class B, they need that redemption, especially after they had that little play that they did at the festival.
Oh yeah, they got more votes.
But yeah, they got more votes. But you know what I'm saying? It's just
I didn't see the play, but I saw the performance from Class A.
The performance was fine. But this is my thing too. It's like, I wish that we would have seen more of the play, so that way it's like us as the fans could be like, it's just like, okay, yeah, like it was dope. It's meaningful why they got those extra 2 votes. But yeah, so Trav, what do you give this rating for the episode? 1 out of 10.
Hey, it's a nice solid 8, man. All of them, nice solid 8 so far. Great start. I think it's a better start than last season.
Yeah.
Not obviously last season was amazing as it went on. Of course. But, you know, a little slow start last season. I feel like this is a much better start.
Yeah.
I'm eager to see where it goes. Yeah, solid 8 out of 10.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off of you, and I'm gonna go for 8 as well. I agree with you where it's like, you know, it started off hot, and the direction that it's going, it's just like we're already at Class 1A versus Class 1B. It's not something that we got through the first half of the series, because it's like, you know, like that's how it usually is. It's just like we get to the big thing like closer to the middle of it before they get to part 2. Whereas with this, it's just like this is the 3rd episode, and we're already starting off with this fight, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a long one. It has to be, because it's just like there's so many students. It's 4 versus 4 Survivor Series style matches,
right?
And I'm looking forward to it. I hope that everybody that's watching is looking forward to it, and let us know in the comments what you thought about the episode. Like, Absolutely. Who do you see winning this? Do you see Class 1A taking home the win, or do you see Class 1B taking home the win? I don't know what happened to my TV.
Shut off a long time ago.
I don't. Hey, bro. Sometimes we be talking, man. I don't know. Like sometimes my laptop does this, and it's weird. But yeah, let us know in the comments what you're thinking. Thank you for watching this video review. Make sure that you check out some of our other video reviews that we have up. We just released Falcon and Winter Soldier, and we also released Invincible, and then we did a review for another anime called Scissor 7. So check that one out as well. Make sure that you check out my manga review for My Hero Academia chapter 308 that is going to be coming out tomorrow. And if you're not doing anything this weekend and you're a wrestling fan, WrestleMania is on tonight. It comes on, I don't know what time, but it's coming on tonight. And the main event for night 1 is Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. And I'm really looking forward to that match. Mm-hmm. And then you have WrestleMania Part 2 coming on tomorrow night. So make sure you check those out if you're a wrestling fan. And with that being said, Trav, let everybody in social media land know where they can find you at.
Hey, it's a one-stop shop for your boy. I'm over on the Instagrams at ZK Audio. And since we're on My Hero and you need a hero, where can they find one?
You can find me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, at KingBenji_Banks on Twitter and Instagram. And you can look me up on Facebook at Benjamin Banks. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. Have a nice day. Stay positive. Keep that pinky up. We'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Peace.
Thanks again, everybody, for watching another episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Podcast, we got that too. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and hit that bell for further episodes and notifications. Thanks a lot to our patrons. And if you don't mind, join the Patreon. We'll be having new specials coming up soon.